MAGA is having a war over a war. Oh my goodness. So I'm sure we're all aware of the Iran war. That's a conflict. It's a conflict. It's not a war. We don't have boots on the ground. The Iran conflict that's occurring right now, which is leading to an implosion of MAGA, because they are having a war about the war. There are people going on, Piers Morgan talking about, hey, MAGA is dead. We're now at the behest of Israel and everything. And it's getting ugly.
I've been a loyal supporter of the president for almost 20 years. This goes back to when I was 21 years old and I was Miss California at the Miss USA pageant. And I've known him. I consider him a dear friend. And I will tell you right now, I do not recognize our president.
Damn.
I think that we are an occupied nation. I think that a foreign country has occupied our government. And we are seeing now that this president of the United States of America is being influenced by a foreign government.
Damn.
And MAGA, let me tell you right now, MAGA is dead.
Then to add on top of that, you have a black soldier who perished during this conflict, and the parents came out and were like, hey, listen, this didn't need to happen. We didn't need to be in this conflict.
We didn't need to be in this war. This is uncalled for. And this is what we get.
The family of Tyler Simmons tells me the news still feels unreal. They're filled with immense sadness and grief that their beloved pilot is gone, but also anger, feeling that his death could have been prevented.
It's just not fair.
So as this conflict goes on, many people are starting to ask questions. Hey, why is this happening? Who got us into this? What's going on? And I will say that the anti-Semitism is getting at an all-time high, okay? It's getting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I will say. And I just want to say this, that I think that is disgusting that people are blaming Israel for this war. I think it's disgusting that people are blaming Netanyahu for what's going on right now, for the perishing of that soldier. I think that is abysmal, and I will have nothing of it. I wash my hands clean of that. Okay, edit this part out. Netanyahu, bro, what the hell's going on, fam? Where's my money, bro? Where's my money? Okay, you were supposed to have the direct deposit come yesterday. Now, rumor is that you're no longer with us because they talking about you got 6 hands and stuff like that. I don't care how many hands you have, okay? One of them fingers need to hit the send button on my money. That's what needs to happen, all right? Tell whoever you need to tell to make that happen, all right, bro? I got bills to pay. Rent's due. All right, now bring it back in. And what is currently happening right now is that we are looking at, Tucker Carlson, who was once a beloved showman of Fox News, of Donald Trump, of MAGA and everything, who is now bringing up, conspiratorial conjecture with Greenwald about Charlie Kirk, about what's going on. And Greenwald informs him of really the stranglehold that Israel has on America in regards to, allegiance, right? Because you don't want to give money to someone who is going to boycott, your ally. Well, what? We don't boycott allies, in America. What do you think that is? Freedom of speech? Huh? That's not how that works. That's anti-Semitism. And, Greenwald explains to him that, hey, when it came to hurricane relief, that certain people didn't get it. If you didn't promise not to boycott Israel, if there was any discrepancy in your feelings towards Israel, there were certain repercussions for that sentiment.
I would say it's now up to 35 or 36 states in the United States, the vast majority of which are red states, but not all, that have enacted laws that make it a requirement, if you want a government contract, that you certify that you do not support a boycott of Israel.
Come on now, dog.
Hurricane relief aid that cities have conditioned on signing a form that says you don't support a boycott of Israel.
Come on, man.
They then go on to what I thought was very interesting, alluding to Charlie Kirk and, how people hated him for platforming Tucker Carlson. We saw in the text message that Candace Owens leaked that people weren't really happy. We saw in the last video that they were pulling funding, millions of dollars pulling funding, due to him platforming Tucker Carlson, and how his thought process about Israel and his allegiance to Israel kind of started to conflict. His opinions, I don't know, we'll go with the Obama, word. His opinions started to evolve, over time.
This question, and I talked to him as he was evolving. Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel, and he obviously started questioning that in all sorts of ways, to the point that he was refusing to deplatform you, even if it meant the loss of donors that in the millions of dollars.
The problem with that is that he saw that the youth, according to Greenwald and everything, that the youth wasn't really feeling, Israel. They weren't really feeling, Zionism, AIPAC, and all of that.
Charlie represented younger conservatives, 18 to 32 or whatever the age group was. And overwhelmingly, they are turned against Israel.
And I can imagine that Charlie Kirk, who was once, a proud leader of AIPAC, a proud leader of the Jewish people and everything, holding the Israeli flag, got Kunduz, with him and everything, that if he were to start to turn on these people and to turn on AIPAC, that would cause a ripple effect. That would definitely be damaging 100% to our ally, to Netanyahu and everything that they've built up here. So, that's the conspiratorial route of why, maybe he's no longer with us. Isn't that right, Charlie? I can't say that, Charlie. I'll get banned. Excuse me, Charlie. The heat must have gotten to Charlie. He's talking crazy right now. But I want people to understand that that's what they're putting out there. But the cherry on top of this stupid sundae, which is MAGA, is this little love triangle between Megyn Kelly, Mark Levin, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, we all know Mark Levin is the one that called Donald Trump the first Jewish president.
And I said, this is our first Jewish president. Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
Mark Levin is very much, adamant about his support of Israel and the Israeli people and, Netanyahu and everything and, Zionism and all of that.
And Megyn Kelly, to me, is very unhinged. And she's decided, I'm going for the grift. I couldn't hold a job. I was pushed out by NBC. I'm doing really well here. I've got a channel named after me. I'm sticking by Candace Owens, who's the lowest of the low lives. And I'm sticking with my buddy, Tucker. And I'm going to platform all these kooks and everything else, too. It really makes me wonder if she is really well. I'm just telling you my opinion.
And, rightfully so. Okay, I got it. I get the picture. I don't know what that has to do with Trump being the Jewish president instead of the American people president, but we're going to let that slide because they're allies. So, Megyn Kelly is, how do we say? She is starting to ask some questions, right? Which can be viewed and perceived as anti-Semitism, which is a no-no, okay? We saw, with Trump and the executive orders that he put out during his first campaign. That's a no-no. We see with the executive orders that he's putting out during this term. That's a no-no. We saw examples made of Harvard president. We saw examples made of immigrants, doing rallies against, what's going on in Gaza and everything. So it's very much a no-no. I don't know what to tell you. It's a no-no.
Like, suddenly I'm an anti-Semite. Like, no one can name anything anti-Semitic I've said. I attributed us getting into this war to people like Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, Miriam Adelson, who definitely paid Trump hundreds of millions of dollars, and this is her number one thing.
Mark Levin and Megyn Kelly got into it, a little spat, calling each other names and everything. Marjorie Taylor Greene hops into this and says, yeah, I agree that, Mark Levin has a micro-peen. Just really crazy stuff. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone completely off the rails when it comes to MAGA. She's talking about, hey, she doesn't recognize MAGA. We need to be worrying about, our future generation. We need to be worrying about, the housing. Why are we in this war? Yada, yada, yada.
This war is not something that Americans voted for in 2024. As a matter of fact, we voted for the opposite. We voted for no more foreign wars, no more regime change. And we were told by many members in the administration throughout the campaign, J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, and others, that they believed that going to war with Iran would be a terrible idea. It was something that Charlie Kirk himself had said over and over again.
Damn! She's gone all in. So this then leads Megyn Kelly to lambaste Mark Levin for, screaming or tattletelling to Daddy Trump. Because Trump puts out a Truth Social post saying that, hey, you know what, Mark Levin is one of the greats, yada, 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 and essentially, castigating anyone who's attacking Mark Levin or any type of anti-Semitism or this war in Iran.
Rather than dealing with it like a man by making a joke about it, whatever, ignoring it, brushing me back from the plate, he actually ran to the President of the United States. He ran to Donald Trump and had Trump send out a nice tweet about him last night, overnight.
I think it's hilarious. And let me just be clear. I give 0 Fs about Mark Levin, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Greenwald. None of them, bro.
Let them fight.
I hope it all blows up. Hope it all explodes. I hope it all implodes, genuinely. All this MAGA and everything, I don't want to hear this, these people talking about, oh, now I see the light. Now I see. Now you see the light, huh? Now you see the light. So when it came to the Epstein files, when it came to his first term and then competency he displayed, when it came to his cabinet and then competence that they displayed, now you see the light. I don't want to hear that. You can wrap it up and shove it. Don't care. Don't care. And now you voted a man who is now has us in war. Not war, a conflict. But he's not opposed to having boots on the ground. He doesn't fear anything.
Because the Iranian regime has told Sky News, if you put boots on the ground in Iran, it will be another Vietnam. Are you afraid of that?
No, I'm really not afraid of anything.
Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not Lucas, we're fighting for America. Okay, that brave young man, he dedicated his life and sacrificed for America. That's who it was for. It's for your, my freedom. Or if you have belief, sure, Jan. Absolutely. I feel like America, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. But I will say I detest all anti-Semitism. I think it's disgusting what is occurring right now. And, this is not the America that I know. Not the America I know, okay? Why are you attacking Jewish people and not blacks? This is definitely not the America I know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, or if you didn't, we have Disagreement Day, Thursday through Saturday. Number on screen, call in if you dare, which I doubt you will. But if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
If she is really well.